So this is an assignment from physical science. Construct a T-chart using the following criteria for comparing ionic and covalent compounds. Use examples as evidence for each criteria, and it gives you a list of criteria. Here is ChatGPT's response. It made a beautiful T-chart and did answer everything, except it did not provide an example for each of these criteria, but it did for the last one, because it says explanation to show bond formation for any one example. So let's see, I'm going to try and modify the question to see if it does improve its response if I tell it to be very specific in giving an example. So let's see what happens. So now I reframe the question like this. Construct a T-chart using the following criteria for comparing ionic and covalent compounds. Choose two compounds, one ionic and one covalent. Compare the properties of your chosen compounds based on the following criteria. Let's see what ChatGPT does. Sure. So it did choose two compounds, sodium chloride and methane. Good gosh. But it did not provide evidence getting the melting and boiling points of sodium chloride and methane. But it did everything else. Cool. Let's try another thing with this. So now I said construct an infographic that compares the properties of ionic and covalent compounds by choosing an example of each. Use an infographic to present. Kind of reiterated the same thing. So now let's see what ChatGPT does. Haha. As a language model, I do not have the ability to create images or infographics. So I can. So here is where. Stop. So it can only generate text. So I guess then we can ask students to get the research from here and then use their creativity in reorganizing the content matter in different ways so that they can make some sense out of the content matter.